tell you how to understand it. You already got a Bible.
Yeah.
Right? Now you are the people of the Bible. You are the people of this book. This is what gives you this gives you this identity, right? And it turns the scriptures into a means of puffing you up, right?
Wow.
Instead of uplifting Christ, you know, the holiness of God, the sinfulness of your sin and the sufficiency of Christ, it's all about puffing you up now.
Right. That's what I was just kind of thinking in my head was there's got to be the concept of sin must be something that's not really grasped very well. It's more of like looking through the lens of your.
Hey, shalom. First and foremost, I give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Akah, Kodash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to Archiams, pushing his word in sincerity and in truth. This is your brother Yassad back at you with another lesson will intensifying the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So this lesson, it just goes into the fact that look at how our own people look at their own heritage. When our foreparents was killed, there was slaughtered in many different ways just for upkeeping, you know, the heritage that the Lord gave them. And we will be going through a little couple precepts on that, right? That to show you how the being a Hebrew Israelite and it's all I would say defamed, blacklisted, evil spoken of, you know. Because first they look to tag us as the black Hebrew Israelites, and it had nothing to do with black, you know. It's just a Hebrew Israelite. Didn't even Paul say, are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they of the children? Are they of the seed of Abraham? So am I. You know, because this thing is not about no black Hebrew Israelite thing or anything to do with that. The Lord say we're gonna discontinue from our heritage that He gave us, right? But look at it now, right? To show you how it's just prophecy, you know. We people wouldn't endure sound doctrine, you know. It says that the Lord stretched forth His hand and no man regard it. A lot of people refuse this, reject this. The scripture says, scorners delight in the scorning, you know. Because a lot of our own people scorn at this, you know, the bad talk about the Hebrew Israelites, who is a hate group, who is racist, all these things, but they really don't understand, right? They really don't understand, and the fact is our foreparents were killed in so many gruesome ways just for being a Hebrew Israelite, and now the spirit of life back into us, the wisdom, knowledge and understanding of who we are, which was hid, right? And now being manifest back who we are, because all the time who were the so-called Hispanic natives and Americans, were we always just slaves and subjects and niggers and the worst out of the nations, because that's what they class our people as, you know. Who were we before? Who do we pray to? All these things, because we know when we came on this side we was more indoctrinated, right? As First Corinthians say, know ye not that you Gentiles carried away by these dumb idols, because we didn't just became so, right? And then you feel
DNA,
right?
Brandon
Hebrew, Israelites and the Hebrew Israelites this and everyone,
From Missouri.
Israelites and the demonic name Yahweh.
Israelites and this Yahweh movement. So I don't know if you guys know who Yahweh Ben Yahweh is, but he started the whole Yahweh religious movement back in 1979. There's actually documentaries about this cult leader. He believed in beheading people and also circumcisions.
He's gonna reject you.
This is an image of Yahweh. This is an actual deity. Do you see that star? Of course you do. These are some of the names that this Yahweh deity goes by. None of it has Jesus Christ in it, might I add. This Yahweh.
And a lot of them being carried away by every winner doctrine. You know, plenty people who was into this thing and end up dropping out, end up, you know, coming out and have the worst of things to say because of they get bad experience on whatsoever way, you know. But we know the Lord speak about don't put your hand to the plow and turn it back. You're not gonna be fit for the kingdom. Right? So all of them have their judgments. So hey, let me go into some precepts. I was just quoting the Corinthians try a second. Right, 1 Corinthians 12:1-2. It said, know ye not that ye were Gentiles carried away by these dumb idols, even as ye were led. So we people wasn't indoctrinated and had gotten to know Jesus Christ and Allah and all these idols at the earth just so because it was prophecy. And didn't the Lord say in Deuteronomy, we went and the Lord go put into captivity, we went and serve the enemies, and we went and worship wood and stone. It's very great. Right. But this one here, 28, Deuteronomy 28. 48, it said, thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Here's another one. Let's see. Deuteronomy 28:36, it said, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou or thy fathers have known, and there ye shall serve gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. The proverb and the byword, these niggers, you know, these things are bywords, right? Given unto us by the heathens. According to our old folks, these Elamites, the East Indians, the first thing they teach the children is to say the word nigger, you know, that is the first word is teach a little child is to say one nigga, right? And we see it will lie. Little child, East Indian children, they can't even walk. They could hardly even talk, but the first word the utter is pointing you out and calling you a nigga. That's just, that's all, that's just prophecy, man. We're gonna be astonishment, you know, and a proverb and a byword. Yeah. All people really don't understand this whole thing. And yes, the Hebrew Israelite is not no black Hebrew Israelites thing, but because the Lord say my heritage is like a speckled bird, and then what? The Israelite foreigners who would look like the other nation, but through the fatherly lineage is of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because it's not about skin color and these things, but it is about it's the seed. Numbers 1:18. Right. Let's see. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month and declared their pedigrees after their fathers, after their families, by the house of their fathers. So this is how they would determine the Israelites from the non-Israelites, right? Because when we was taken out, when we was delivered from in the hands of Egypt, the hands of Pharaoh, right, from our bondage that we was serving in Egypt, a mixed multitude came together with us, where it was hard to tell who are the Israelites to who are not. But what, Moses set up that everybody declare who the father was. So that way they would know, well, who was Israelites so who was not. Let's see, they declared their pedigrees after their families, by the house of their fathers. So it's the father which carries the seed, that is your bloodline, that is your lineage, right? Not your mother's blood, but the father's seed. Let's say by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, by their polls. Right? Let's see if I get a precept with the mixed multitude. Right. Let's see. This here is another Yapa one too, where Moses read, right? That these Ammonites, these Japanese and Chinese, they can't come into the congregation of the Lord. It's on that day they read in the book of Moses in the audience of the people, and therein was found written, the Ammonite and the Moabite should not come into the congregation of Yahweh forever, because they met not the children of Israel with bread and water, but hired Baalim against them, that they should curse them. Howbeit our power turned the curse unto a blessing. Now it came to pass, when they had heard the law, that they separated from Israel all the mixed multitude. This is just a next instance, but when we came out of Egypt, right, when we was delivered, a mixed multitude came with us. Right, it says verse 12, Exodus 12 and 36. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot, and were men beside children. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle. Because there's this one Jake speaking and saying how the mixed multitude that came with the children of Israel, they also received the laws, statutes, and commandments. Didn't Psalms 147:19 say he shoot his word unto Jacob, and his laws unto his statutes unto Israel, and he never dealt with any nation? So didn't the Amos say, the Lord of all the families of the earth, the Lord know Israel, so he will punish Israel for all the iniquities? Right? You heathen nations, you're not gonna receive the law until when the kingdom of heaven is gonna be established, where you all would be forced to learn to keep the laws. Because when the Yasharala, all righteousness is set up under the order of Yahweh Hashem Yeshai, the heathens not gonna come to eat you unclean or practice witchcraft or do these things, because the laws, statutes, and commandments gonna be in full effect. Right? Right. So let me do straight. Right, let me do straight, so let me get to it. Right, account in the book of Maccabees, where our people, it was real tough. Whereby when the so-called white man came into leadership, Alexander the Great and his generals that ruled after him, and his, the other Antiochus and thing, they made decrees that Israel should leave off their laws and follow them. First Maccabees 1:41, it said, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. And so all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king, because the laws, statutes, and commandment wasn't given unto these heathen, so they don't have to keep these things. They could be subject to anything. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. So there was people out of our people, as the scriptures say, if there was of us, they would have continued with us. They came out of us, but it wasn't of us. And same likewise in this time. Plenty of people coming to this get to understand the heritage, and then at the end they jump out of it to be carried and swayed by every wind of doctrine and all these foolishness, right? Because why? There wasn't grounded and rooted. There was like all the seeds that fall on stony ground, It's saying everyone should leave his laws, and so all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. A lot of them saying the laws done away with. These black Hebrew Israelites only profess the keeping of the law. We do stress on keeping of the law to the best of your ability, because the Lord say what? If ye love me, keep my commandments. And a person who within the spirit they would have the laws, to be in the conscience, that hey, it's a Sabbath. I wouldn't look to go and have intercourse with my wife or do X, Y, and Z. Hey, I'm not gonna shave off my beard or all these different things, and to the best of your ability keep the laws, right? So this is all's going on. Israelites consented, and that is it. A lot of our wicked men, First Maccabees 1 and 11, that went and joined unto the heathen. In those days, when they out of Israel, wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. And a lot of you all made a covenant, under Christianity, that covenant to the white man. Through Christianity, the Buddhism, being a Muslim, you made that covenant, because these things, they don't profess, anything about our heritage, just theology, ideologies, and so-called ways of living a good life, which is just a snare and a trap. Right, let's see. And ye many also of the Israelites consented to the religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings, and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days. When you go and you ask a Israelite, a so-called Negro, Latino, and Hispanic, name one holy day of the Lord. They would boil Christmas or Carnival or Corpus Christi, and all these things are just they being indoctrinated, because what the Lord say, we discontinued from our heritage. But despite of that, didn't the Lord say in the land, in the captivities, they're going to remember themselves? And Isaiah 30:20, though he gave you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, he's not going to remove our teachers into a corner anymore. But thine eye shall see thy teachers. So that is just it. The Lord set back up the men of the Lord to bring back our people unto him, to put back flesh on their bones, pursuant to Ezekiel. Baruch 2. 38 say, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. And that will take place right now. So for you now to be looking down on Hebrew Israelites, and Hebrew Israelites is nothing to be, and all these things, that little do you know the laws, the promises, the service of Yahweh Shemir Shai belong unto the Israelites. It belongs unto the Israelites. The kingdom of heaven is for the Israelites. So if you don't want to be an Israelite, it's cool, it's okay. All the people who are of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and denying the heritage, destruction unto you. Right? Let's go back. So it say, and forbid burnt offering and sacrifice and drink offering in the temple, that they should profane the Sabbath and festival day, and pollute and holy people, set up altars and groves, chapels of idols. And sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. These are the things that they did, and our people, you know, as we bring out the First Corinthians, there was led unto this, and now it is a norm. It become a norm, especially with the lies of the false pastors. It's okay to eat meat. It's okay to eat the unclean meats, and these things through misinterpretation of the scriptures. Hey, why Esau Edom has a lot to pay for. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised. You know, up to this day, our people not circumcising the children, they're not teaching them, growing them up, keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, none of these things, and make their souls abominable. So let's imagine how abominable our people is after they was indoctrinated and living a life of the unclean, with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, to the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And they did accomplish that because this is our people. Hey, it's like their own heritage is a strange thing unto them. See how dread Esau Edom is? Second Maccabees 6. Not long after, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel to by force. Now let's see if I get that. The meaning of compel. To drive or urge with force, or irresistibly to constrain, to necessitate either by physical or moral force. Right? To compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And now we people do it proudly. And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympius, and that in Gerizim of Jupiter the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place. John down. Alright. It said the coming of of this mischief was so grievous to the people, for the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles who dallied with harlots, and had to do with women within the circuits of the holy places, and besides that brought in things that were not lawful. They were having wicked orgies, eating swine's flesh, all these wickedness, in our holy place. The altars were also filled with profane things which the law forbid it. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient fasts, or to profess himself to be a Jew or a Hebrew Israelite. Right? Because what is a Jew of the tribe of Judah? An Israelite. And in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of these sacrifices, and when the fast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews compelled, to urge them with force to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivy, the idol worshipping. Moreover, they went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death. Then mighty man have seen the present misery. So that is it. Our foreparents were killed for being a Jew, being an Israelite, keeping the customs, the laws, statutes, and commandments. And here it is, you making it a laughing stock, scoffing at it. Yeah, you all gonna be destroyed. For two women brought who had circumcised their children, whom went, so two righteous women, women, virtuous women, keeping to the heritage, right? When they did accordingly, there was held. Whom they went, they had openly led around the city, the babes hanging at their breasts. They cast them down headlong from the wall. So they threw the baby off the high wall and killed the babies. And others that they had run together into caves nearby to keep the Sabbath day secretly, being discovered by Philip, were all burned together. So our forefathers suffered a lot just for being, just for taking part in their heritage that the Lord gave them. And here it is, you're scoffing at it. Because they had a conscience to help themselves for the honor of the most sacred day. I hope this little lesson was edifying. So you see, you look at what our foreparents had to go through, but now our people see it as this thing as nothing, as worthless. Double honors to the elders and apostles and great millstone. Salutation to you. I keep pushing this word until the next one. Shalom.